Welcome back your channel guys. Alright, let's dive right into this explainer and transform your fresh Kali Linux installation from a basic everyday setup into a fully configured pro hacker environment. Look, you've already gone through the effort of getting Kali running in your virtual machine, right? But the journey absolutely does not stop at the desktop screen. Today, we're going to walk through the exact foundational steps you need to take to ensure your system is perfectly secure, fully updated, and heavily armed. You know, out of the box, Kali is really just the starting line. A super common trap for beginners is stopping right after the installation finishes. If you do that, you're operating a system that's missing completely crucial security patches and is frankly severely underpowered for any serious work. We really need to actively mitigate those risks and intentionally build up your skill set from the ground up. So here is our level up map for today. We'll cover the vital first step, arming your hacking arsenal, securing your system safely, mastering multitasking and code, and we'll wrap up with the pro hacker bonus. Let's kick things off with section 1, the vital first step. Okay, so before we even touch the terminal, we absolutely have to understand the terminology. A standard upgrade simply takes care of the installed packages within your current Linux version. It just fetches the newest versions of the software you already have. A full upgrade, on the other hand, usually comes into play when we are moving to an entirely newer version of the operating system itself. For our post-installation routine today, we're going to focus strictly on standard updates and upgrades. Grab your terminal because the crucial point here is to run these exact commands sequentially. First up, run sudo apt update. This fetches your latest, freshest package list. Once that finishes, you'll run sudo apt upgrade. Why and that little y at the end, it's a lifesaver. It automatically says yes to upgrade, so you don't have to sit there babysitting the terminal waiting for prompts. Finally, run sudo apt auto remove to clear out any leftover junk packages you no longer need. Oh, and here is a massive pro tip for you. Once this is all done, minimize your window and take a snapshot of your virtual machine right then and there. This saves the moment perfectly, making it incredibly easy to revert back if you ever mess something up later on. Moving right along to section 2, arming your hacking arsenal. Listen, you absolutely need your core tools logged, loaded, and ready to go. You can test if Nmap is running by simply typing nmap localhost for a straightforward ping scan. For Metasploit, just check its status by typing msf console version. You'll also definitely want Python and pip installed for running scripts. And hey, if a tool is ever missing, a quick sudo apt install followed by the tool name like sudo apt install python 3 will fetch it for you instantly. But let's be real, out of all these tools, Git deserves some special attention. It's essentially your magic wand. While the apt package manager is great, you are going to rely heavily on Git as your gateway to installing your absolute favorite cutting edge hacking tools directly from developers. By simply using the git clone command followed by a project's link, you can magically pull down entire repositories straight to your desktop, completely ready for action. Now for section 3, securing your system safely. Okay, quick warning before we create a new user. If you install Kali Linux with the default pre-configured credentials, Kali for the username and Kali for the password, you need to change that password immediately. You can do this by jumping into root with sudo cu and using the pass command. Operating out of a high privilege root account for your daily task is just way too high risk. Instead, we want to create a secure low level user that is firmly gated by sudo privileges. Let's actually fix that right now by creating a user. Let's call ours pro hacker. These three specific steps will bring our secure low level user into existence. First, adduser pro hacker creates the account and is going to prompt you for a strong password. Next, user mod ag sudo pro hacker grants this user access to royalty, meaning sudo privileges. It adds that vital layer of security before they can execute top level root actions. Finally, chs csbean bash pro hacker grants them a login shell so they can actually interact with the system. And honestly, if command lines aren't really your vibe, you can totally manage all of this graphically through the users and group settings in the applications menu. All right. Section 4, Mastering Multitasking and Code. So as you level up, flipping back and forth between standard tabs gets totally chaotic, right? Like tracking an Nmap scan on one tab and running an exploit on the other, it's too much. A terminal multiplexer completely solves this multitasking problem. It allows you to view and manage multiple hacking tasks simultaneously, splitting a single screen horizontally or vertically. So you can see literally everything at a glance. You've got some killer options you can install here. You can grab Tilix with a simple sudo apt install tilixy. It's incredibly visual and lets you add terminals to the right or bottom super easily. Console offers a similar very strong tabbed and split experience. Guaca is another awesome one to explore. And remember this pro tip, if you ever get stuck using these or honestly any other tools, simply add h or help after the tool name. It gives you instant built-in usage instructions. Beyond the terminal itself, you absolutely need a reliable powerhouse code editor. While Kali does come with Nano, Vim, and Gedit, Visual Studio Code really stands out because of its power and built-in Git integration. Go to their official website and download the DEB file specifically. Definitely don't grab the RPM file. That's not suitable for our Debian-based distribution. The DEB file is straightforward to install and makes updates a breeze because the apt package manager handles them perfectly. Once downloaded, just navigate to your downloads folder in the terminal and run the install command to unpack it. After that, you can literally just type code in any directory to instantly launch the editor right for that specific project folder. Okay, so you have your freshly updated system, your tools are primed, you've got a secure user, a multiplex terminal, and a pro code editor. But here is a real world practical question. How do you actually move files between your physical host machine and this new virtual environment without completely losing your mind? Which brings us nicely to section 5, the pro hacker bonus. From your virtual machine's top menu, you can totally navigate to devices and enable both the shared clipboard and drag and drop settings, setting them to bidirectional. This is crazy useful. You can literally drag a file from your Windows desktop and drop it right into Kali. But huge warning here, be extremely careful. If you're operating in an environment where true privacy and anonymity are paramount, a shared clipboard is absolutely not the most secure option. Why? Because it creates a direct link uh, straight back to your host machine. True pro hackers utilize secure SFTP client tools like WinSCP for file transfers to maintain absolute privacy. It's all about choosing the right method for your specific threat model, and that pretty much wraps up our foundational setup. Like the code says, cybersecurity is an ever evolving field, and persistence is the key to mastering this dynamic domain. The tools are gonna change, the multiplexers might update, and brand new vulnerabilities will pop up daily. Even seasoned veteran hackers face new challenges all the time. Setting up your environment correctly is literally just step one. Continuous learning and persistence are what will truly transform you into a master of this space. So, with your Kali Linux arsenal completely armed, updated, and secured, I have to ask, what exactly are you gonna build or break first in your newly mastered environment? Keep exploring, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.